Welcome to the reckoning. Welcome to the throne you built in silence. Welcome to the hour of your uprising, not with fireworks, not with noise, but with the avalanche of everything they never saw coming. This isn't a story for the loud ones, for the ones who parade their empty pride and plastic victories. No, this is for the one who stood still while the world screamed. This is for the one who watched, listened, bled quietly, and now walks into the room not with a whisper, but with the raw, unfiltered collapse of every illusion. This is for you, because they mistook your quiet for cowardice. They mistook your silence for surrender. But what they didn't know, what they couldn't know, is that you were loading every second of silence with ammunition. You were building something behind those eyes. You weren't hiding, you were sharpening. And now you've returned with a mass grave, not of bodies, no, but of their lies, their fake smiles, their small thinking, their hollow superiority. You've buried everything they held as truth under the weight of your unshakable, undeniable, silent power. They thought they had, you figured out. They thought you were another background blur, the kind of person whose story never touches the surface. But you never needed to speak to be heard. You never needed a stage to take over the spotlight. You were the kind of storm that doesn't come with thunder, but when it hits, it levels everything. And now here you are, not rising from the ashes, but pulling them down into the grave they dug for you. Every truth you unleash is another nail in the coffin of their ignorance. And you keep proving them stupid, not with rage, but with results. You didn't come for their applause. You didn't wait for their validation. You were never looking for their approval, because deep down, you knew they were never your standard. Their opinions couldn't feed your fire. Their noise couldn't slow your grind. While they were busy talking, laughing, mocking, you were building, quietly, ruthlessly, strategically. You let them choke on their own overconfidence. You let them swim in circles in their shallow waters, while you dove deeper than they ever could. And now, when you speak, they can't look away. Because your truth isn't pretty, it isn't gentle, it burns. It cuts through their illusions like a blade soaked in everything they fear. Reality, accountability, power that doesn't ask for permission. You became the reminder that silence doesn't mean surrender, that the ones who say the least often hold the most dangerous truths. And now that you've spoken, now that you've dropped that grave of truth, they can't stop hearing you. Even in silence, your presence screams. They underestimated you. That was their first mistake. They laughed. That was their second. And they forgot to watch the quiet ones. That was their last. Because you're not the echo. You're the origin. You're not the shadow. You're the hand that controls the light. And every move you make is a slap in the face of every fool who thought they were smarter than you, better than you, more deserving than you. You never needed to outtalk them. You outworked them. You outlearned them. You outlived their relevance. And now they live in the prison of your progress. Your silence was your shield. It was your weapon. It was your strategy. While they wasted energy announcing every half step they took, you took the stairs. You didn't need the elevator. You built your own floors. And when the time came, you didn't just arrive, you erased. You erased every assumption, every lie, every underestimation. You replaced it with something they couldn't deny, results. Real, raw, untouchable truth. The kind of truth that doesn't just win, it humiliates everything fake in its path. This is what they don't teach you. That sometimes the most dangerous person in the room is the one who says the least, because that person is watching, learning, storing, choosing. That person has the patience to endure being overlooked and the power to become unforgettable. That person isn't performing, they're planning. And when they decide to act, it's never random, it's never emotional, it's calculated, precise, devastating. You became that person, not by accident, not by luck, but by choosing mastery over attention, discipline over drama, truth over popularity. They wanted to be seen. You wanted to matter. And now you do. Not because you begged for it, but because you became it. You became the reason they question themselves. You became the reminder that intelligence doesn't need to scream, that strength doesn't always need to show muscle, that dominance can exist in silence until it decides it's time to roar. And when it does, it echoes through the bones of the arrogant. You didn't come for revenge. You are revenge, without even needing to say the word. And let's be honest, they never stood a chance. Not because you had more resources, more friends, more fame, but because you had clarity. You knew what mattered. You knew what was real. You didn't chase every trend, every compliment, every temporary crown. You built something heavier than all of that. You built truth, layer by layer, moment by moment. While they performed for applause, you prepared for war. And now that it's begun, they are falling, one by one. Truth is crushing them, and you're not even trying. You're just walking in it, living in it, breathing it. That's the power of being underestimated. It gives you the quiet. It gives you the time. It gives you the freedom to build without interruption. And when the curtain falls and the truth is revealed, they realize too late that you weren't a background character. You were the author. And now you're writing endings for the same people who tried to write you out of the story. They never saw the truth coming because they were too busy chasing illusions. And now you keep proving them stupid. Every step, every move, every breath. They can't ignore you now, but it's too late. You've already become the storm. You've already rewritten the rules. You've already won. Not just in the game, but in the deeper war. The war of meaning. The war of identity. The war of reality. You carry the weight of 10,000 silent nights, 10,000 ignored moments, 10,000 times you swallowed your pride and chose patience, and now it's their pride on the chopping block. And you're not even gloating, because you don't need to. The results speak, the silence screams, the truth buries. Let them scramble, let them deny, let them pretend they always believed in you. You know the truth, and that's all you ever needed. You were quiet, but now the grave is full, and it's not just a grave for their lies. It's a grave for who you used to be, the small version, the silent version, the one who thought you needed to prove anything. That version is gone, buried, and in its place, a monster of purpose, a force of reckoning, a living, breathing mass of truth that doesn't ask. It doesn't wait. It simply destroys what is fake and rewards what is real. So stay quiet if you want, or speak if it's time. Either way, you own the air now. You've taken the ground. They just don't know it yet. And when they finally do, when they finally feel the weight of everything you became in silence, it'll be too late for them, because you'll already be gone. On to the next level, the next truth, the next grave for the next batch of fools who mistake your peace for weakness. They won't learn, but you don't need them to, because you keep proving them stupid just by being you. But let's dig deeper, because this isn't just about revenge. This isn't about proving them wrong and walking away with a smug grin. Number, this is bigger. This is deeper. This is about building something so undeniable, so unshakable, so real, that even the universe has to step aside and let you pass. This is about legacy. Not the kind carved on tombstones, but the kind etched into reality, with every breath you take, every move you make, every time you choose not to quit. Because when you were quiet, you weren't weak, you weren't passive. You were calculating. You were reprogramming your brain. You were detoxing from their poison. You were rising from the inside out. You were reforging yourself into something they've never seen before. Something they couldn't see because they didn't know how to look past the noise. They only know how to recognize volume, not value. And that's why they'll never see it coming, until it's too late. You turned your back on the circus. You walked away from the fake applause, the shallow praise, the desperate clapping of people who don't even know who they are. You saw through it all. You chose isolation when they chased attention. You chose grit when they begged for comfort. You chose to stand in your silence, to burn in your solitude. And from that pain, you forged something indestructible. A voice that doesn't tremble, a presence that doesn't shrink, a truth that kills illusions on sight. And when you dropped that truth, you didn't just speak it, you cut with it. You exposed the weak, you shattered the fake. You turned every room into a courtroom, and you dropped evidence they couldn't argue with. You walked in like a blade wrapped in calm, and every word you spoke tore down the towers of lies they built to feel tall. You didn't need volume, you had violence in your stillness. And that kind of energy, that kind of truth, it doesn't need permission. It owns whatever it touches. You weren't the loudest, but you were the last one standing, because you weren't trying to survive in their world. You were building your own, one layer at a time. While they spent their energy climbing ladders to nowhere, you dug deep, painful, brutal trenches of truth. And when they finally realized where you were, they were already beneath you, looking up, confused, scared, jealous, but too damn late. Now, they wonder how you made it, how you kept going, how you turned the silence into a weapon. But they'll never understand, because they never paid the price. They never sat in the darkness long enough. They never swallowed their pride, their fear, their ego. You did. And that's why you earn the kind of power that doesn't ask for recognition. It demands respect by simply existing. And you keep proving them stupid. Not because you talk down, not because you brag, but because you exist. Your presence is their humiliation. Your work ethic is their insult. Your consistency is their exposure. Because every time you rise, they realize just how low they aimed. Every time you move, they see how still they've been. Every time you win, they see the mirror they've been avoiding, the reflection of their mediocrity standing beside your greatness. But you don't need to destroy them. You already did. The moment you chose not to become them, you could have played the game. You could have blended in. You could have worn the mask and said the right things and earned their fake acceptance. But you chose truth. You chose to be hated for who you are rather than loved for who you're not. And that choice, that bold, lonely, world-shattering choice, turned you into something rare, something real, something they can't control, can't manipulate, can't bend, can't ignore. You don't walk like them anymore. You move differently because you carry weight. You carry stories they couldn't survive. You carry nights they would have collapsed under. You carry a fire that didn't start in comfort. It started in rejection, in betrayal, in being overlooked, doubted, mocked, erased. But instead of dying there, you expanded, you evolved, you became. And now your silence echoes louder than their screams. Let them talk, let them laugh, let them pretend they don't see you. That's their comfort, their illusion, their defense mechanism. But truth doesn't need an audience. Truth doesn't need approval. It just is. And every time you take another step, they feel it. In their gut, in their pride, in their insecurity. Because your existence reminds them they bet against the wrong one. And it eats them alive. Let them call you arrogant. Let them call you cold. Let them call you whatever makes them feel safer. Because they have to label what they fear. And make no mistake, they fear you. They fear your mind, your discipline, your focus. They fear that you didn't need to announce your comeback. You became your comeback. You didn't broadcast your grind. You lived it. And now, with every breath you take, you bury another lie they told themselves. Because you weren't lucky. You weren't gifted. You were relentless. And they'll never understand that. Because they don't know what it's like to keep showing up when no one claps. They don't know what it's like to build in the dark, to cry in silence, to bleed in secret, and still not quit. They don't know what it's like to break and rebuild and break again and still come back harder. But you do. You know every scar, every betrayal, every closed door, every fake friend, every failure. And now you wear it like armor. Now you move like a shadow, untouchable, unshaken, undeniable, because you were quiet until you dropped a mass grave of truth. And now they want to rewrite history. They want to say they always saw the potential, that they always believed, that they knew you had it in you. But you know the truth. And the truth is this. They saw you and they ignored you. They saw you and they laughed. They saw you and they hoped you'd stay small because your growth threatened their comfort. Your rise shattered their excuses. And now they're choking on the silence they forced you into. So don't slow down. Don't explain. Don't soften your step. Let your truth be heavy. Let your presence be painful to those who never believed in you. Because that pain, that discomfort, that's their punishment. You don't need to lift a finger. Just keep being who you are. Keep moving. Keep growing. Keep proving them stupid. Without even trying. They'll watch. They'll whisper. They'll shrink. And you'll ascend, not because of them, but in spite of them. Because you chose something they never could, depth. You chose to face yourself, to conquer yourself. And now, no one can touch you. Because the battlefield was never external. The war was always internal. And you won, quietly, devastatingly, completely. You dropped a mass grave of truth, and now the world can't unsee you, can't unhear you, can't undo you. And no matter what they say next, remember this. You didn't just survive their silence, you weaponized it, and you keep proving them stupid every time you don't quit. And now, they stand frozen in the aftermath, blinking through the dust, confused by the collapse they never thought possible. They try to piece it together, trying to figure out when it happened, how it happened, but they don't realize it was happening the entire time. Every time they laughed behind your back, every time they whispered doubts like spells, every time they measured your worth by their shallow standards. You were stacking, you were sharpening, you were forging something so pure, so undeniable, it didn't need a single soul's validation to ignite. You weren't quiet because you had nothing to say. You were quiet because you were becoming something they could never understand. You weren't absent. You were underground. And every second of that silence was strategy. Every overlooked moment was fuel. Every dismissal was a brick in the monument you now stand on. They didn't just underestimate you, they hand-built the very platform you now tower from. This is where your silence ends, not with noise, but with domination. Not with speeches, but with presence. Because now you walk into rooms and they flinch. Not because you say anything, but because you don't need to. You became the tension. You became the weight. The energy shifts when you speak. The air thickens when you breathe. And you didn't ask for it. You earned it. In fire, in blood, in nights they never saw and couldn't survive. You keep proving them stupid every time you choose to keep going. Every time you show up again, sharper, stronger, colder. You don't need to scream, because your actions whisper in a language only winners understand. And every time they think you're done, that you've peaked, that you finally slowed down, you prove once again that you were just warming up, that you haven't even started yet. Because the truth is, you are the storm after the silence. You are the consequence of doubt, the punishment for small thinking, the reality they tried to escape but couldn't outrun. You are the final chapter they didn't want to read, because it ends with you on top and then buried under the weight of everything they laughed at. And the beauty? You're still calm, still collected, still focused. Because you didn't rise out of rage, you rose out of clarity. You didn't win to be seen, you won to be free. And now you move with the kind of freedom that terrifies people who still live for the applause. You walk past them and they shrink, not because you hurt them, but because your presence reminds them that they never mattered to your process. They were never the obstacle. They were never the challenge. They were just background noise. And now they know it. Now they feel it. Every time your name is mentioned in rooms they swore you'd never enter. Every time your success becomes a topic in circles that used to mock you. Every time your silence echoes louder than their shouts. You've turned every room into a mirror, and they don't like what they see, because what they see is you, ascended, unbothered, unreachable. You dropped a mass grave of truth, and truth doesn't negotiate, it doesn't apologize, it doesn't retreat, it buries. And now your every move digs deeper into the illusion they built around you, an illusion that told them you were small, that you were soft, that you were someone who would break before you bent. But they didn't know what you were made of. They never asked. They never cared. And now, they wish they had. But that's not your problem, because you didn't come to be liked. You didn't come to be understood. You came to become. And you did. Now you're walking proof that silence isn't weakness. It's warfare. That being underestimated is not a curse, it's a gift. That every doubt is just another mile in your momentum. And now you've created something they can't fake, can't copy, can't kill. Authentic power. The kind that doesn't rise with trends. The kind that doesn't fall with opinions. The kind that doesn't speak just to be heard. It speaks to end all lies. So let them talk. Let them try to rewrite your story. Let them dig through the past looking for reasons why you don't deserve what you have. Let them scream into the void about how it's unfair. That's what powerless people do. They scream. But you just keep proving them stupid, without effort, without noise, without permission. Because when it's real, you don't need to explain. You just keep moving. You just keep building. You just keep becoming. And the grave of truth behind you, that's not just for them. It's for the old you. The version they could push around. The version that kept the peace instead of speaking truth. The version that thought being quiet was a weakness instead of a weapon. That version is dead, buried, gone. And what rose in its place, what stands in its place, is a storm of intelligence, a storm of purpose, a storm of clarity so sharp it cuts everything false to pieces. And here's the final truth, the one they fear most. You were never chasing them. You were outrunning yourself. And now that you've caught the truth, there's nothing left to prove, just victories left to collect, just graves left to drop. Hello, my lovely people. I want you to listen closely, because today we're going to dive into a subject that's as dark as it is true and as unsettling as it is empowering. You exposed their secrets and now they're scrambling. The ones who thought they were untouchable, the ones who lived in their ivory towers, convinced that the truth would never come for them, and now they're running scared. They never thought someone like you would ever rise up and reveal what they've worked so hard to hide. But you did. And now they're scrambling desperately, trying to put the pieces of their broken empire back together. But it's too late. The damage has been done. In the darkness where they once thrived, you've brought light. With every word, every action, every move you've made, you've taken away the safety of the shadows they once relied on. The truth has a power unlike anything else. They thought their lies, their manipulations, their hidden agendas could go unnoticed, but you exposed them. And now they're trying to figure out how to stop it, how to bury it, how to erase your power, but they can't. You see, the truth is like a fire. Once it's lit, it doesn't just disappear. It spreads it, burns it, destroys everything in its path, and nothing can stop it. The fear that grips them now is something they've never experienced before. The fear of being seen for who they truly are. The fear of being exposed for the lies they've lived for so long. But what you did wasn't just about exposing their secrets. It was about reclaiming power. It was about taking back what they thought they could take from you. It was about showing them that they don't control the narrative anymore. You do. You have the power now. You've opened their eyes to the reality of their existence and made them realize that their grip on everything they once controlled is slipping. The tables have turned and they don't know how to fight back. They've underestimated you for too long, and now they're scrambling to figure out how to deal with the consequences of their actions. But here's the thing, they will never get back what they lost. They will never return to the place of safety they once enjoyed. The world is watching now, and the weight of their secrets is too much for them to carry. The higher they rise, the harder they fall. And you've already seen the cracks in their foundation. You've already exposed their weakness. They are no longer untouchable. The walls they built around themselves are crumbling, and they can feel the pressure mounting. They're scrambling, trying to hold on to what little control they have left, but it's slipping away from them. And here's the reality of it all. The world is full of those who think they can hide behind their lies and their power. But the truth always finds a way out. Always. It might take time, but it will come. People like you, who have the courage to stand up and expose those secrets, are the ones who change the world. You might have felt fear, you might have felt doubt, but you pushed through anyway. You saw the darkness, you understood what was at stake, and you did what needed to be done. The ones who thought they were above it all are now struggling to keep it together because they never expected you to be the one to challenge them. And this is the part where you need to understand something critical. The fact that they're scrambling means you've already won. The fact that they're struggling to maintain their power means they know they've lost control. They're trying to patch up their mistakes, but there's no fixing what's already broken. Once the truth has been revealed, there's no going back. They might try to bury it, they might try to make it seem like it's not important, but deep down, they know. They know the truth is out there, and it's never going away. It's etched into the world now, and they can't escape it. They can try to silence you, but it won't work. They can try to intimidate you, but it will only fuel your fire. They can try to destroy your reputation, but they can't destroy the truth. They can throw every ounce of their power at you, but it will only expose how weak they really are. Because real power comes from the truth, not from lies and deceit. You have that power. They've exposed themselves in trying to stop you. They've revealed their own fear, their own vulnerability. The more they try to put the pieces back together, the more they're going to reveal just how much they've been hiding. And this is where you need to keep going. This is where you need to keep pushing forward, because the victory is yours. The moment they start scrambling, they've already lost. The fear you see in their eyes, the desperation in their actions, those are signs of their downfall. They've built their empire on lies, but those lies can't hold up against the truth forever. The higher they climb, the further they have to fall. And when they fall, they'll fall hard. You've seen it before. You've seen how fragile they are. You've seen how quickly they can turn from powerful to powerless. And now it's happening in real time. Now is the time for you to rise. Now is the time to take what's yours and never let it go. The world is watching. The ones who once hid in the shadows are now scrambling to find any way out, but there is no escape. They can't outrun their truth. They can't escape the consequences of their actions. And you, my friend, are the one who made it happen. You are the one who shattered their illusion of control. You are the one who brought them into the light. And the truth always wins. So while they scramble, while they fight to regain their position, while they try to find a way to save face, you need to stay focused. You need to keep moving forward, because this is your moment. This is your time. You've shown the world what they're capable of. And now, you have the power to do whatever you want with that truth. You've exposed them. You've taken away their safe place. You've forced them into the open where they can no longer hide. They can try to cover it up. They can try to silence the voices that speak the truth, but it won't work. The damage is done. They're scrambling, and they will continue to scramble, because they don't have the strength to deal with the truth. They don't have the fortitude to survive in a world where their lies no longer hold weight. And the beauty of it all is that you are the one who exposed them. You are the one who brought their secrets to light. You are the one who changed everything. They will never forget that. And as they scramble, trying to regain their control, they'll realize something. They'll realize that they can't ever go back to the way things were. The world has shifted. The balance of power has changed. And you are the one who set that change into motion. You are the one who sparked the fire. And now there's no going back. They can scramble. They can try to bury the truth. But it's already out there. It's already in the world. And once the truth is out, it can never be erased. It can never be hidden again. They can try to erase you, but they can't erase the truth. You've exposed them for who they really are. And now, they have to live with that. They have to live with the fact that their secrets are no longer their own. They have to live with the fact that they're scrambling to try to hold on to something that's already slipping through their fingers. You've already won. And while they scramble and struggle to keep their grip on what they once had, you can walk away knowing that you've changed the world. You've done what they never thought possible. You've exposed them. And now they'll never be the same. What you've done, what you've uncovered, has already begun to unravel the very fabric of their existence. They thought they were invincible, untouchable, and maybe for a while, they were. But now, they are forced to confront the reality that their empire is built on a foundation of lies, manipulation, and deceit. And no matter how hard they try to patch it up, no matter how many walls they put up to shield themselves, the cracks are already showing. The truth is out, and with it, The weight of their actions is heavy. There's no escaping the inevitable fallout. They'll try to put on a brave face. They'll try to act as though nothing has changed, as though they still hold the reins of power. But deep down, they know. They know that the game has shifted, that the very ground beneath them is no longer solid. What they once thought they controlled, what they believed they could manipulate at will, has slipped out of their hands and into yours. You exposed their secrets, and now they're scrambling, grasping at anything to regain the upper hand. But it's already too late. The world is watching. The world knows who they are now, and there's no pretending to be something they're not. This is what power looks like. True power doesn't come from titles, from the money, from the accolades. True power comes from truth. It comes from the ability to stand up in the face of overwhelming odds, to walk into a room and shine light where there was once darkness, to expose the things that people would rather keep hidden. That is the power you have now. You've stripped away the veil that they once hid behind, and in doing so, you've exposed their weakness. You've shown the world that they are not invincible. They are not untouchable. They are human. And like every human, they have secrets. And those secrets can be broken wide open. As they scramble, they will try to deflect, to twist the narrative, to blame others, to do anything they can to shift the attention away from themselves. But here's the thing, they will never regain the control they once had. Because once the truth is out, it becomes a weapon. It becomes a force that can't be undone. It can be buried for a time, but it will never go away. It will always resurface. It will always find its way back to the surface, no matter how deep they try to bury it. And as they scramble, you must stay vigilant. You must stay focused, because the moment they start to feel the pressure, the moment they start to realize they can't contain the truth any longer, they will lash out. They will try to destroy you, to undermine you, to make you question your own strength. But you must not give in. You must not back down, because the moment you do, the moment you falter, you give them what they need to regain their power, and they will not hesitate to use it. But here's the beauty in all of this. They've already lost. The fact that they're scrambling is a clear sign that the walls are closing in. You've already exposed their weaknesses, their fears, their vulnerabilities. You've put them in a position where they can no longer act with impunity. They have no choice but to play defense now, to fight desperately, to hold on to whatever remains of their reputation, their status, their influence. And the more they scramble, the more desperate they become, the clearer it becomes that they are losing. You see, power isn't just about controlling the narrative, it's about controlling the truth. And the truth is something they cannot control. You've taken it from them, you've shown the world who they really are, and that is a power they will never get back. They will try to buy back their reputation. They will try to spin their lies in ways that make them appear innocent, that make them look like victims. But no matter how hard they try, the truth remains. It remains a shadow they can never outrun. And as they scramble to fix the damage, to rebuild what you've torn down, they will face a harsh reality. They have no control anymore. They have no authority. They no longer possess the power they once did, because their lies are no longer hidden. The mask they wore so carefully for so long has been ripped off, and all that's left is the raw, unvarnished truth of who they really are. And the world is watching, waiting to see how they will respond, how they will try to cover up the mess they've created. But no matter how much they try, the stain of the truth will never wash away. Now more than ever, it's important for you to keep moving forward. The battle is far from over. As they scramble, as they try to regain their footing, you must use this moment to solidify your own place. You've already exposed them. You've already shown the world the truth. Now, it's time to build. Now, it's time for you to take what you've earned, to claim the power that's rightfully yours. Because they may be scrambling, but you're steady, you're strong, and with every step you take, with every move you make, they will only fall further and further behind. They thought they were untouchable. They thought their lies were safe, but you've proven them wrong. And with every passing day, their grip on whatever power they once had will slip away. They will try to hold on to their position. They will try to maintain their influence, but nothing lasts forever. The truth, once exposed, is a force that cannot be stopped. It is like a storm that tears through everything in its path, leaving nothing untouched. And as the storm rages on, they will be left scrambling, struggling to find shelter from the winds of their own making. You have already won. You've already done what they thought was impossible. You've taken away their control. You've taken away their secrets. And in doing so, you've shown the world who they really are. The fear in their eyes, the desperation in their actions, those are signs of their inevitable downfall. They will never be the same. And the more they try to fight it, the more they try to control the narrative, the more they will reveal just how weak they truly are. So stand tall, stand proud, because you've done something that most people are too afraid to do. You've taken the truth and you've wielded it like a weapon. And now, as they scramble, as they fight to keep the walls from crumbling around them, you are the one who holds the power. You are the one who has shifted the balance. You are the one who has exposed them for what they really are. And now, they'll never be the same, and neither will you. Because once you've tasted the power of the truth, once you've seen the way it changes everything, there's no going back. You'll never again be the same person who sat quietly in the shadows, afraid to stand up. No, you are a force now, and nothing can stop you. That is the essence of what you've achieved. You have done what others thought impossible. You've pulled back the curtain, exposing the lies and deceit that once had power over you. You've taken away their control, and in doing so, you've ignited something powerful within yourself. When you expose the darkness, you don't just weaken the darkness. You become the light. You become the one who guides the way forward. Do you understand the significance of what you've done? Do you truly grasp how profound your actions are? This wasn't just about revealing the secrets of the powerful. This was about reclaiming your power, about showing the world that you won't be intimidated, that you won't be silenced. You've made it clear that there are no longer any safe spaces for those who live in shadows, no longer any room for secrets that harm others. And as they scramble, as they try to patch up the damage, you'll be there, standing firm in the truth. They can try to regain what they've lost, but the foundation is cracked, and no amount of plastering over the cracks will ever restore the integrity they once had. Their empire, built on lies, is crumbling. The ones who held power through deception, through manipulation, through control, are now exposed for what they really are. And when people see them for what they are, when they realize how fragile the masks really were, they'll begin to question everything else they've ever built, everything else they've ever stood for. They'll be left with the bitter realization that their power was never real. It was an illusion. And now, that illusion has shattered. The truth is a powerful force. It can move mountains. It can tear down giants. And once it's unleashed, there's no controlling it. They thought they were untouchable. They thought their lives would hold up forever. But now, they're scrambling. They're fighting a battle they can never win. Because no matter how hard they try to hide, no matter how many distractions they create, the truth is there, and it can't be ignored. And the more they try to silence you, the louder your voice will become. The more they scramble to regain control, the more they reveal their fear, their weakness, and their desperation. You must understand that this moment is more than just a victory for you. It is a victory for everyone who has ever been silenced, for everyone who has ever been made to feel small, for everyone who has been oppressed by the lies of those in power. When you expose the truth, you send a message to the world. No one is above accountability. No one is beyond reach. The ones who thought they could get away with their actions, the ones who thought they could hide behind their wealth, their influence, their connections, are now learning a hard lesson. The truth does not care about power. It does not care about status. It does not care about who you are or what you've done. The truth is a force that levels the playing field, and that is what has happened. You've leveled the playing field. They might try to convince the world that they are still in control. They'll use their resources to try to twist the story, to change the narrative, to make themselves appear as victims. But the truth cannot be erased. It's already out there, and the longer they try to deny it, the more they expose themselves for what they truly are. Their actions will catch up with them. Their lies will crumble beneath the weight of the truth, and they won't be able to hide any longer. Now, this doesn't mean that the journey is over. This doesn't mean that the battle has been won in its entirety. There is still much to be done. There will be challenges. There will be forces working against you, trying to silence you, trying to discredit you, trying to make you feel like you don't matter. But they can't take away what you've already done. They can't undo the damage that has already been done to their reputations. They can't erase the truth from the minds of those who now know what they've done. The truth is like a seed. When it is planted, it begins to grow. It spreads. It influences others. It changes the way people see the world, the way they see power, the way they see justice. And now, you have planted that seed. You've ignited a movement. And while they scramble, while they try to control the narrative, you must remain vigilant. You must remain focused, because the truth is on your side. And when the truth is on your side, there's nothing more powerful than that. As they scramble, as they try to salvage whatever they can from the wreckage of their once solid empire, you must understand that your role is not just to stand idly by and watch. Your role is to keep pushing forward. Your role is to keep shining light on the darkness. You've already exposed the truth, but now it's time to make sure it spreads. It's time to make sure that the damage they've done is known by everyone, far and wide. It's time to make sure that the world knows what they've tried to hide, what they've tried to bury, and what they've tried to erase. But as you do this, as you expose their secrets and watch them scramble to save themselves, remember one crucial thing. You are not fighting for revenge. You are fighting for something much greater than that. You are fighting for justice. You are fighting for truth. You are fighting for the rights of those who have been oppressed, for those who have been silenced, for those who have been hurt by the very people who now scramble to save themselves. This is not just your fight. This is a fight for all those who have been wronged by the very system that allowed these people to rise to power in the first place. So as they scramble, you must stay strong. You must stay focused. Because this is the moment when everything changes. This is the moment when their empire falls and yours begins to rise. They will try to fight back. They will try to bury you. But the truth will always rise to the surface. And no matter how hard they fight, no matter how much power they have, they cannot stop the momentum that you've created. You have already begun a revolution, a shift in the world that cannot be undone. As they scramble, you rise, and nothing can stop you. In the end, you've done what many would fear to even attempt. You exposed the truth, and with it, you've shifted the balance of power. The ones who once held control, who once thought they were untouchable, are now scrambling, and they will never be the same. but neither will you. You have discovered the strength within yourself to face the truth, to rise above fear, and to claim what's rightfully yours. The world may try to bury the truth, but it will always resurface. And now, nothing can stop you. Keep moving forward. Keep shining that light, because you have proven that the truth is the most powerful force of all. Welcome, wanderer, to the edge of a revelation you weren't meant to see, to the dark corridor of truths that gnaw at the marrow of your bones, to the shadowed whispers that live between every heartbeat. You think you've known struggle, pain, fear? You've only skimmed the surface, tiptoed along the edges of a storm that waits, patient, inevitable, for the one who dares to open the door that no one warns you about, the door that leads to the final chapter, the chapter that would make every page you've read before seem meaningless, hollow, a lie. And yet, here you are, drawn by curiosity, by defiance, by the subtle promise that you could understand what most could not endure. If you read the final chapter, you would burn the whole book. Every memory, every dream, every fragile hope you've held tight like a candle in the dark, you would set it ablaze without hesitation. Because the truth is merciless, unrelenting, and strangely liberating, and only those who have felt the sting of reality unfiltered can comprehend the fire it awakens. Look closer, listen carefully. The world has trained you to love comfort, to cradle lies as if they were gold. Every promise, every smile, every hand extended in friendship or faith is a mask, a veneer over a chaos that waits, lurking in quiet patience. You are taught to move gently through life, to hope without reckoning, to trust without seeing the claws beneath the velvet. But the final chapter does not forgive ignorance. The final chapter does not negotiate with illusion. It strips you bare, exposes every weakness, every fear, every secret corner of your mind you thought was safe. If you truly saw what lies there, you would understand why burning the book is not just desire, but necessity. Not out of spite, not out of anger, but as a gesture of survival, a declaration that no false story can tether you again. And yet, paradoxically, within that destruction lies the seed of awakening. Imagine the words searing themselves into your mind like wildfire, each sentence a revelation and a torment at once. You will see what no one else can see. You will feel what most flee from in terror. The final chapter is a mirror, and it does not lie. It reflects your failures, your regrets, your moments of cowardice, but it also illuminates a strength you have never recognized. Strength that survives even when everything else is lost. Strength that rises from the ashes of your broken illusions. And that is the cruel beauty of it. Pain, truth, and clarity are inseparable companions. The book teaches you nothing gently. It demands sacrifice. It demands confrontation with shadows you've tucked deep inside, pretending they were distant and irrelevant. You will not step lightly into this chapter. You will step as if the ground itself is molten beneath your feet. And you will not emerge the same. No one does. The question is, are you ready to witness your own reflection stripped of every mask, every comforting lie? Most turn away. Most close the book at the last page, terrified that the conclusion will undo everything they thought they knew. But you are different. You are here. You are reading these words. There is a hunger in you that cannot be sated by half-truths, by stories that lull you into complacency. You crave the burning, the purging, the cleansing fire that comes from facing reality in its rawest form. And so, if you continue, if you dare, you must be prepared prepared to watch illusions combust, prepared to stand amid the ashes of everything you once clung to. The fire is not cruel, it is honest, and in its honesty, you will find the power to rewrite your destiny from the remnants of the lies you burn away. Life before the final chapter is a rehearsal, a series of rehearsed performances where everyone plays a role in a script written by fear. Every smile is carefully crafted, every word measured to avoid confrontation with the unbearable. But the final chapter is the stage stripped of all pretense. The curtain falls, and there is nothing left but you and the raw reality you have evaded for so long. It teaches that comfort is a cage, that the paths you choose out of convenience are chains that bind you to mediocrity. And yet, therein lies the opportunity. For those who survive, for those who endure, the final chapter does not just end the story, it empowers the one who reads it to reclaim authorship of every page yet unwritten. To burn the book is to reject the narrative that was imposed upon you, to declare with fiery clarity that you will not be a passive participant in a life of shadows and pretense. And there will be fear, yes, fear that the knowledge you uncover will be too heavy to bear, fear that the truths you see will haunt every quiet moment, fear that the people, places, and dreams you once loved are illusions you must abandon. But know this, fear is the companion of transformation. It is the drumbeat that signals the evolution of your spirit. The final chapter does not coddle you, but it does awaken you. The pages are a crucible, and fire is their language. You will feel every word like a strike of lightning, every sentence like a blade tracing the contours of your soul. You will want to flee, to shield your eyes, to close the book and pretend it never existed. But the ones who endure, the ones who gaze unflinchingly into the abyss of truth, emerge forged, not broken. They emerge with vision, with purpose, with a power that only the scorched can hold. Even now, you feel it, the subtle pull, the tremor of anticipation, the whisper that maybe, just maybe, you are meant to face the end, not run from it. You will see lies unravel, stories collapse, illusions combust. And in that moment, you will understand the irresistible, terrible allure of burning every page you thought mattered, not because destruction is the goal, but because liberation requires it. Freedom is never granted gently, demands courage that trembles and falters, courage that rises again after every faltering step. If you survive the final chapter, if you embrace the fire rather than shrink from it, you will step into a world where no false narrative can ever bind you again. And that, above all, is the gift hidden within the dark. Every thought you've cherished, every conviction you've clung to as a lifeline, will be tested. The final chapter doesn't negotiate with your comfort. It doesn't tiptoe around your ego. It tears it apart with deliberate precision. You will realize that the rules you live by, the ideals you worshipped, the people you trusted, they were fragments of a larger illusion you were never meant to understand until now. And when the veil lifts, the world itself seems different. Shadows stretch farther, silence sounds sharper, and the air tastes heavier. But do not fear this heaviness. It is the gravity of truth pressing down, calling you to stand upright, to meet it not with trembling, but with unwavering awareness. There is a certain majesty in witnessing the decay of lies, a certain clarity in understanding that what you have built upon illusions can only crumble, and from that collapse, you may construct something unshakable. And yet, the burning is not easy. Oh, it will not whisper sweetly to you. It will scream in ways you cannot anticipate, in ways that awaken fears long buried, fears you told yourself you had conquered. The final chapter knows your weaknesses better than you do. It will test the edges of your patience, the depth depth of your resilience, the sinews of your courage. Each page is a hammer, each sentence a blade, each truth a spark that threatens to ignite everything you have ever believed. But listen closely. In the moment that threatens to break you, there lies a choice. You may surrender, let the flames consume your heart, and retreat into the shadows of ignorance. But if you stand, if you endure, if you let the fire reshape you rather than destroy you, then nothing in this world can ever hold sway over you again. You will become a force that the illusions you once trusted cannot touch. Consider for a moment the power in knowing that the book you thought defined your life is nothing but a construct, and that the final chapter is the revelation that frees you. Every betrayal, every disappointment, every heartbreak, every failure you have faced becomes small against the enormity of the truths waiting at the end. You will see patterns you never understood, motives that were hidden, intentions masked behind the smiling faces of those around you. You will understand the cruel mechanics of fate, the ruthless precision of reality, and yet, paradoxically, you will feel a surge of dominion over it. For in understanding the machinery, in seeing the gears that move behind every event, every person, every circumstance, you gain the power to navigate it with intent rather than blind reaction. And that is the gift hidden in the darkness: clarity, power, and freedom birthed from fire. Do not think for a moment that this journey is for the faint-hearted. The final chapter does not apologize. It does not make concessions. It does not offer comfort. It challenges every lie. It exposes every pretense. It commands your attention like a storm, demanding acknowledgement. You will question yourself endlessly. Doubt will claw at your confidence. Despair will whisper that the weight of this knowledge is too much to bear. But remember this: despair is not the enemy. Despair is the threshold. It is the moment before the awakening, the darkness before the dawn. If you can hold your ground when every instinct tells you to flee, if you can see the truth clearly, even as it shakes you to the core, then you have earned a vantage that few ever achieve. The ability to look at the world unflinchingly, to act with insight rather than ignorance, and to embrace your own potential without hesitation or compromise. Now, imagine yourself holding the book in your hands. Feel the weight of it, the texture of the pages, the subtle vibrations of words that have waited, patient, for your attention. Every page is a trap and a gift at once. The final chapter lies ahead, a climax that will redefine everything you thought you knew. You can hear it calling, cannot you? That low, insistent murmur that promises revelation, destruction, and transcendence all at once. To open it is to confront the ultimate reality, to peel back every comforting layer of your existence, to see the machinery of life for what it truly is. And when you do, there is no turning back. The moment your eyes fall upon the final lines, the choice will reveal itself clearly. Burn the book, let it all go, and emerge forged in the fire of truth. Or cling to the illusions that enslave you and remain forever tethered to shadows. And understand this: burning the book is not an act of hatred, nor of despair. It is an act of clarity. It is the conscious severing of ties with everything that has limited you, the rejection of every false narrative that has dictated your life. When you let the flames consume what you once held sacred, what rises from the ashes is something that cannot be diminished. Your perspective becomes sharper. Your instincts become keener. Your power becomes undeniable. Fire, as cruel as it is, does not discriminate. It teaches those who are ready to see, and it obliterates those who are not. And so, the final chapter is not merely an ending, it is an initiation. an initiation into the realm of awareness that few dare enter, a passage through the crucible of truth that tests, purifies, and ultimately empowers. You will remember this moment, long after the smoke has cleared, long after the echoes of destruction have faded. You will remember the trembling of your hands, the pounding of your heart, the taste of fear in your mouth. And in that memory, you will find strength. For the final chapter is not about ending, it is about awakening. It is about understanding that life has been waiting for you to see it clearly, to confront it fully, to rise above the comforting illusions that have suffocated your potential. You will emerge with a vision unclouded by lies, a spirit untethered by fear, and a determination that cannot be swayed by circumstance or deceit. You will understand that every challenge, every betrayal, every hardship you have faced was a rehearsal for this moment, for the revelation that only the final chapter can deliver. And when the book burns, when every page is consumed by the fire of your recognition, you will not mourn, you will not regret, you will not falter. You will stand amidst the ashes, breathing in the clarity that only destruction can provide. You will feel the power of knowing, the freedom of seeing, the unshakable resolve that arises when illusions are dismantled. And in that space, in that rarefied moment, you will discover what it truly means to be alive, not merely existing within a story someone else wrote, but crafting a narrative born from unflinching truth, tempered by fire, and guided by the unwavering vision of one who has survived the final chapter. The final chapter does not care for sentiment. It does not bend to your hopes, your attachments, your nostalgia for comfort. Every expectation you have will shatter like glass underfoot. Every assumption you carried will crumble into dust. And yet, there is a strange exhilaration in this destruction. You will feel your heartbeats synchronize with the rhythm of truth itself, your senses sharpened to the edge of clarity, your mind stripped bare yet paradoxically fuller than ever before. The illusions that once dictated your choices, that once whispered to you under the guise of guidance, will burn away like dry leaves in a sudden storm. And in that fiery crucible, something remarkable happens. The self you thought was fragile, the self that hid behind routines and half-truths, emerges, transformed. The fire does not destroy everything. It refines it, reveals its essence, and gives you the power to wield it. Think of all the times you allowed yourself to be small, cautious, obedient to the scripts handed to you. Those moments, once feared as failures, are nothing compared to the awakening that comes when you face the final chapter. Every disappointment, every humiliation, every unfulfilled promise you carried is like kindling in the flame of truth. And when you feed them to the fire willingly, not in anger, but in understanding, the transformation is complete. The world outside does not change. It never does. But your perception of it does. You see it without the haze of fear, without the distortion of false hope, without the softening touch of denial. You see the machinery of reality, raw and exacting, and in that sight, you discover the kind of power few dare to hold, the power to act with clarity, to choose without hesitation, to live unshackled by the lies that governed your life before. And make no mistake, the fire of the final chapter is not gentle. It will force you to confront the ugliness you have hidden from yourself, the choices you regret, the compromises you accepted in moments of weakness. It will show you the dark corridors of your own mind, the thoughts you whispered in secrecy, the desires you denied even to yourself. But within that confrontation, within that searing clarity, you will find freedom. Not the hollow comfort of ignorance, but the solid, unyielding power that comes from seeing clearly, from acknowledging reality without flinching, from standing amidst the flames and refusing to be consumed. Every truth you face is a brick laid in the foundation of your own strength. Every fear you endure becomes a pillar of resolve. Every illusion you let go strengthens your vision of what you are truly capable of. You may tremble at first. You may feel overwhelmed by the sheer weight of revelation. That is natural. That is the fire's first test. It wants to see whether you can withstand the pressure, whether your spirit can endure the heat without crumbling. But take heart, because once you learn to breathe within the flames, to move without fear amid the smoke, you begin to see a pattern, a rhythm in chaos, a structure within destruction. You realize that life is not punishment, nor is it random cruelty. It is a series of trials designed to forge you into someone who can stand unafraid before the truths that others cannot endure. And that understanding alone is worth every moment of discomfort, every pang of doubt, every shadow of fear. When the book is burning, when every page is reduced to ash, you will finally comprehend the strange alchemy of destruction and creation. You will see that endings are never truly final, that what seems like annihilation is often the first step toward unimaginable power. The final chapter does not close the story. It opens a door. A door to a reality where you no longer react to the world out of habit, out of fear, out of conditioned obedience. A door to a life where every choice is deliberate, every step intentional, every action aligned with the deepest truths you now carry within. And when you step through that door, after witnessing the collapse of illusions and the purging of false narratives, you will feel the strength of a mind unbound, a heart unshaken, and a will unbreakable. Do not fear the loneliness that may follow. The path of those who confront the final chapter is not crowded. Few have the courage to walk it. Fewer still have the resolve to endure its lessons. And yet, solitude is not weakness, it is clarity. In the silence after the fire, when the echoes of destruction fade and the smoke clears, you will find your own voice ringing with unmistakable authority. You will hear your intuition sharpen, your judgment refine, your purpose crystallize. No longer will the noise of the world drown out your sense of direction. No longer will false guidance sway your actions. You will stand alone, yes, but never powerless. Alone, yes, but fully equipped to navigate a world that can be as merciless as it is beautiful. And imagine this: the people who once dictated your choices, who once held sway over your emotions, who once shaped your perception of reality, they will see you and they will not recognize you. They will expect the same person who feared confrontation, who sought comfort above all, who whispered apologies to avoid pain. But you are no longer that person. You are the one forged in fire, tempered by revelation, empowered by clarity. The final chapter has stripped away the masks, the pretenses, the illusions, leaving only the core of who you truly are. And that core is indestructible, not because it has never known fear, but because it has faced fear unflinchingly and emerged stronger. Every time you feel doubt creeping back, every time you are tempted to cling to comforting lies, remember the fire of the final chapter. Remember the weight of truth pressing down upon you. Remember the clarity that emerged from the ashes of everything you once held sacred. That fire is not behind you, it is within you. It is a constant companion, a silent guardian, a source of power that no deception, no betrayal, no hardship can diminish. And when you live in alignment with that power, when you act in accordance with the truths you have endured, you are unstoppable. The world may try to blind you, to mislead you, to chain you to illusions once more. But the one who has faced the final chapter and survived cannot be chained. The one who has survived cannot be deceived. The one who has survived walks with a clarity and power that commands respect, fear, and awe in equal measure. And so, you see, the choice is not whether to burn the book, it is whether to confront the fire willingly, to walk through the final chapter fully awake, to endure the weight of revelation and allow it to transform you. Most will turn away, most will close the book and pretend it never existed. But you are here. You have felt the pull. Welcome, my dear disenchanted dreamers and architects of chaos. GA around, won't you? The world outside may call you outcasts, rebels, or even madmen. But here you are among kindred spirits. Today, we unmask the lie, peel back the layers that they have wrapped around your souls in an effort to keep you small and docile. Today, we embrace the truth that you are something beyond what they ever could have imagined, something so powerful that it forces the world to take notice, even though they try to pretend you don't exist. What did you do to them? They are stunned and amazed you exist because you are a force that shakes the very foundation of everything they hold dear. You are the anomaly. They can't explain the disruption they were never prepared for. They see you, and they are forced to reckon with the existence of something. They never planned for something that makes them question everything they've ever believed about power and order, about success and purpose. They look at you, and they don't know whether to fear you or to worship you. Either way, they know they can't ignore you anymore because you have become undeniable. They are stunned and amazed by your existence because you are a mirror to all of their insecurities, their failures, and their limitations. And every time they look into your eyes, they are forced to see just how much of a lie they have built their lives around, how much of their so-called normalcy is a prison they locked themselves in. What did you do to them, you ask? You shattered their illusions. You tore down their walls of comfort and security. You made them question whether the path they've been following is really the right one, or if they've been marching in circles all this time, building a life around someone else's idea of what success looks like, someone else's idea of what happiness should feel like. You broke free from their expectations, and you showed them that there is another way to live, a way that isn't defined by rules or limits or the narrow vision of those who are too afraid to step outside the box. What did you do to them? You made them confront their own mediocrity. You made them face the reality that they have been living in a state of complacency and conformity for far too long, that they have let their potential slip away while they hid behind the mask of societal approval. You didn't just step outside the lines, you obliterated them. You refused to be confined by their notions of what was possible, and in doing so, you sparked something deep within them, something they can't ignore, no matter how hard they try to suppress it. What did you do to them? You made them feel small. You made them feel insignificant, because in your presence, they see the truth of what they could have been, but were too afraid to become. You made them realize that they have been wasting their lives on the pursuit of things that don't matter, on the pursuit of status and recognition from people who will never understand what it means to truly live. They've spent their days chasing after fleeting pleasures and shallow accolades, while you have been quietly building something real, something that will endure long after they've faded into the background. What did you do to them? You have made them realize the fragility of their world, the frailty of the illusions they've built their identities upon, and the emptiness of the systems they've placed their faith in. They thought they had it all figured out. They thought they had a grasp on reality. But you have shown them that reality is not as solid as they believed it to be, that it is something malleable and fluid, something that can be bent and shaped by those who are brave enough to challenge the status quo. They are stunned and amazed by your existence because they have spent their entire lives living in fear of what might happen if they break free from the chains of conformity, and you have shown them the terrifying beauty of what happens when you embrace the unknown, when you throw away the rule book and trust yourself to carve your own path. You have made them question their own cowardice, their own hesitation to take risks, and to push beyond the boundaries of what they were told was possible. What did you do to them? You made them realize that they have been playing it safe for too long, that they have been living in the shadows of those who dare to take risks, while they have been too afraid to even step into the light. You showed them the power of daring to be different, of stepping into the unknown and embracing the chaos that comes with it. What did you do to them? You made them realize that they have been chasing after fleeting comfort instead of the raw intensity of real living. You showed them that it's not the easy path that leads to greatness. It's the one that is full of obstacles and challenges and pain and sacrifice. It's the one that forces you to dig deep and find out what you're truly made of. They are stunned and amazed by your existence because you are living proof that it is possible to rise above the mediocrity of the world around you, to stand tall in the face of adversity, and to keep pushing forward when everything else is trying to hold you back. They are stunned and amazed because they are too afraid to follow your example, because they know deep down that doing so would require them to face the darkest parts of themselves, to confront the lies they've been telling themselves, and the fears that have been keeping them chained to a life of quiet desperation. What did you do to them? You made them see the power of resilience, the strength that comes from embracing your flaws and using them as weapons to break through the barriers that hold you back. You showed them that failure is not something to be feared, but something to be embraced, that it is in the moments of hardship and struggle that true growth happens, and that every setback is simply an opportunity to learn and to rise stronger. They are stunned and amazed by your existence because they have never seen anyone move with such certainty and such purpose. They have never seen anyone refuse to let the weight of the world crush them beneath its pressure. They have never seen anyone so willing to bleed for their dreams, so willing to sacrifice everything for the chance to create something real. What did you do to them? You made them realize that they have been playing the game by the wrong rules, that they have been following a script that was never meant for them, and that they were never going to find fulfillment as long as they kept playing by someone else's expectations. You have rewritten the rules. You have shown them that true power comes from within, and that the only thing standing between them and the life they truly desire is their own fear and their own lack of belief in themselves. What did you do to them? You made them realize that they have been too focused on the external accolades and validations of the world, and have completely ignored the most important thing of all, the fire within them, the passion that burns deep in their souls, the desire to create something that transcends the ordinary and touches the extraordinary. You made them realize that the only real competition they have is with themselves, that the only person they need to prove anything to is the person they see in the mirror every day. What did you do to them? You showed them the power of standing in your own truth, of being unapologetically yourself, even when the world tells you that you don't fit in, that you don't belong. You showed them that their opinions and judgments don't matter, and that the only thing that matters is the fire inside you and the courage to let it burn bright enough to light the way for others who are still trapped in the darkness of their own fear and self-doubt. What did you do to them? You made them question the meaning of success, the meaning of happiness, the meaning of life itself, because they have spent so long chasing after things that aren't even real, and now they must confront the uncomfortable truth that they have been living a lie. You have become a symbol of what happens when someone dares to be themselves, When someone dares to break free from the chains of societal expectations and to create a life that is true to who they are stunned and amazed because they never thought it was possible to live this way, to live with such intensity, to live with such purpose. They never thought it was possible to throw away the script and become the author of their own story. They never thought it was possible to live without fear of judgment, without fear of failure, without fear of the consequences of living a life that is true to themselves. What did you do to them? You became a living proof that anything is possible if you have the courage to dream, the courage to act, the courage to fail, and to rise again. You became the embodiment of the power that lies within each and every one of us, if only we dare to look within and unleash it. They are stunned and amazed because they are trapped in their own fear, trapped in the illusion that they must conform, trapped in the lie that they are not enough. But you have shown them that they are wrong. You have shown them that there is no limit to what can be achieved when you trust yourself and embrace the chaos of life. What did you do to them? You made them see the truth. You made them see their own potential, their own strength, their own capacity to break free from the limitations they've placed on themselves. And in doing so, you've created a ripple effect that will spread far and wide. Because once someone has seen the truth, they cannot unsee it. Once someone has felt the power of living authentically, they cannot go back to the chains of mediocrity. What did you do to them? You woke them up from their slumber. You dragged them out of their comfort zones and forced them to confront the lie they've been living. You showed them the price of living in fear and the rewards of living with courage and conviction. And now, they can't escape the knowledge that they were meant for more. They were meant to be more, and they can never go back to their old lives. So what did you do to them? You did the impossible. You made them realize the truth, and now they are forever changed because they cannot unsee the fire within you. They cannot unsee the power you have unleashed, and they cannot unsee the world you are about to create with your own hands. And that, my dear dreamers, is a gift that will echo through eternity, because once the world sees the truth of who you are, they can never look away again. You have ignited something in them that cannot be snuffed out. You've awakened a hunger in their souls that will gnaw at them every day, relentlessly pushing them to break free from the suffocating mold they've allowed themselves to be shaped by. The world may have tried to silence you, tried to bury you under its weight of expectations, but here you stand, unbroken, defiant, unapologetically yourself, and that truth has carved a permanent mark into their consciousness. They see you, and they can't forget. You've shattered the veil of the comfortable lie they've lived in, and they can never return to their ignorance, never return to the complacency of living in the dark. Now, every moment they encounter you, they can't help but reflect on their own lives. They measure their own quiet desperation against your fire, and it terrifies them, because they know, deep down, that they have the same potential. The difference is, you dare to unlock it, to tear down the walls that imprisoned your mind, to embrace your true self in its raw, unfiltered form, and this terrifies them. Your freedom, your power, your ability to move through this world with such fierce clarity, it's all too much for them to digest, because it exposes their own cowardice, their own hesitation. What did you do to them? You made them face themselves, confront the parts of themselves they had long buried under the weight of societal expectation, family pressure, career demands. You dared to live in a way that they couldn't even begin to imagine. You defied the rules that have governed their lives since they were born. You don't play by their script, and that has set them on fire with a mixture of awe and fear. They can't escape your presence. Everywhere they turn, they are reminded of your existence, and you haunt them with the possibility that their lives could be more, could be something other than this shadow of living they've been confined to. Every time they see you, they are confronted with the raw truth of their own mediocrity. It eats at them, gnawing at their souls, until they can no longer ignore the truth. They were made for something more. They were meant to rise, to take risks, to live with a purpose far beyond the trivialities that have kept them shackled. And yet, they remain locked in their self-imposed prison, unwilling to break free, unwilling to feel the burning discomfort of real change. They want what you have, the clarity of purpose, the freedom to create without fear, but they hesitate. They hesitate because they know what it takes to live like you live. It takes courage. It takes a willingness to embrace failure, to understand that the path to greatness is never smooth. It takes the willingness to face your own darkness, to look at the parts of you that are broken and twisted, and to see them not as flaws, but as parts of the beautiful mosaic of your being. It takes the audacity to be vulnerable in a world that prizes perfection. They see your rawness, your willingness to stand in your truth, despite the world telling you to conform, and it terrifies them. But they cannot turn away. They see what you are doing and they wonder, could I do the same? And the answer, deep inside, is yes. But only if they are brave enough to confront the truth of who they are and step into the unknown with no guarantees. Only the faith that they too can create their own destiny. But they remain stuck in their comfort zones, trapped in their fear of the unknown, stuck in a life that lacks meaning and purpose. They have accepted mediocrity as their fate, and they are afraid of the storm of transformation that would be required to create a life as bold and unapologetic as yours. They are afraid of the pain that comes with breaking free from the shackles of the world's expectations. What they don't realize is that the pain they fear is nothing compared to the pain of living a life of quiet desperation, of wasting years chasing someone else's dream, of never having the courage to step into their own power. And yet, despite their fear, they can't stop watching you. They can't stop comparing their lives to yours, measuring their own hollow existence against the fire you carry within you. They want what you have, but they lack the courage to make the leap, to burn everything down and rebuild their lives from the ashes. What they fail to see is that the price of greatness is steep. It requires sacrifice. It requires discomfort. It requires you to let go of everything you thought you knew about the world and the way it works. It requires you to stop seeking approval from people who will never understand your vision, and instead, trust in yourself and the dreams that burn within your chest. What did you do to them? You showed them that greatness doesn't come from following the rules, from playing it safe. It comes from stepping into the unknown, from daring to fail, from refusing to accept the limitations others place upon you. They are stunned and amazed because you have refused to conform to their expectations. They see the audacity with which you move through the world, the confidence with which you stand, and they are consumed with a deep yearning to live that way too. They are stunned because they thought that living by the book was the only way to achieve success, that they had to follow the path laid out for them by society, their parents, their peers. But you have shown them that there is no one path to greatness. You have carved your own way, defied the odds, and succeeded in ways they never imagined possible. They never thought that living with such boldness was an option for them. They thought that following the rules and playing it safe was the only route to stability and success. And yet, here you are, standing as proof that it is possible to live outside the lines, to create your own world, to take risks, and face failure without letting it define you. What did you do to them? You shattered their illusions about what success means, about what it means to be truly alive. You forced them to confront the truth that they have been living in a prison of their own making, and that the only way out is through the chaos of self-discovery, through the willingness to fail, to stumble, and to rise again. You made them realize that the path they have been walking is not the one that leads to fulfillment, that it is not the one that leads to greatness, and that in order to become who they were always meant to be, they must be willing to leave behind everything they thought they knew. And yet, they stay stuck. They remain trapped in their comfort, their fear, their self-imposed limitations. They are terrified of the unknown, terrified of breaking free from the life they have built. But deep down, they know you are right. They know they are meant for something more, but they are too afraid to step into it, to embrace the unknown, to trust themselves enough to take the leap. What did you do to them? You gave them a glimpse of the future, of the person they could become, if only they had the courage to shed the skin of their past, to break free from the weight of their own doubts. You forced them to confront the uncomfortable reality that the only thing standing between them and the life they truly want is their own fear and hesitation. They see your power, they see your courage, and they wonder if they could ever have the same. But it isn't enough for them to simply admire you from afar. They must take action. They must find the strength to push through the fear, to step into the unknown, to burn down the walls they have built, to protect themselves from the harshness of life, and to start living with the same fire that you carry. They must face the truth of their own lives and make the decision to walk away from the life they have settled for and into the chaos of becoming who they were always meant to be. What did you do to them? You gave them the opportunity to change their lives, to break free from the chains of their own limitations, to rise above the mediocrity of the world around them, and to become the architects of their own fate. You showed them what is possible when you trust yourself, when you dare to take risks, and to stand tall in the face of failure. You gave them the gift of truth, the truth that they are more than they ever imagined, more than the world ever told them they could be. And now, they must decide. Will they continue to live in the shadows of their own fear, or will they rise to meet the truth of who they are? You, my dear dreamers, have already made your choice. You have already chosen to live with purpose, to live with fire, to live unapologetically. The world may try to ignore you, may try to dismiss you, but they can't. You are a force that cannot be denied, and soon they will be forced to recognize it. You have done the impossible. You have shown them the truth of who they are, and now they must decide what to do with it. And no matter what they choose, one thing is certain: they can never look away again. The truth, once seen, becomes a haunting presence. They may try to ignore it. They may pretend they can turn their gaze elsewhere. But the mark you've left upon their souls is eternal, like a shadow that follows them even in the brightest light. Your existence has imprinted upon their consciousness. You have become a symbol, not just of what is possible, but of what they have failed to achieve, of what they have buried deep within themselves, out of fear, out of hesitation, out of the lies they have told themselves to stay comfortable. The world may have told them they were fine, told them that they didn't need to strive for something more, told them that mediocrity was the price they had to pay for peace of mind. They might have found comfort in the lie that the smallness of their existence was the best they could hope for. But now, because of you, because of your defiance, your authenticity, your refusal to be anything less than everything you are, they know better. They know they are not fine. They know they have settled. They know they have buried their potential beneath layers of excuses and self-doubt. And that realization, it gnaws at them from the inside out. It drives them crazy, twisting their minds with regret, with the bitter taste of unrealized possibility. And that is the gift you have given them, the awareness of their own potential. You've taken the blinders off their eyes and forced them to see the vast, limitless possibilities that exist outside of their comfort zone, beyond the prison of their mind. You've given them the gift of a glimpse into a world where they could have everything they ever wanted, but only if they are brave enough to reach for it. But the truth is that bravery isn't something they have yet found. So, they'll watch you, they'll observe you from the sidelines, they'll marvel at your ability to carve a path through the chaos, and they'll wonder, could I do that? Could I live like that? And in their deepest moments of honesty, they'll know the answer is yes. But the fear, the crushing weight of doubt, holds them back. What they don't understand, what they are too afraid to face, is that fear, that hesitation, is their greatest enemy. It is not the world that has chained them, not society, not their family, not their past failures. It is fear. Fear has built the walls around their lives. Fear has built the small boxes they live in. And fear is the very thing that keeps them from stepping into the greatness that lies just beyond their comfort zone. And fear is an illusion. It is the smoke and mirrors that they have mistaken for reality. But it is nothing more than a trick of the mind. The truth is that the world does not punish those who step outside the lines. It rewards them. The universe conspires in favor of those who are brave enough to break the rules, to challenge the system, to make a mark on this world that will be remembered long after they are gone. And yet, these people will hesitate. They will cling to the familiar, to the things they know, even if those things are slowly killing their spirit. The fear of the unknown, the fear of failure, the fear of standing out in a world that punishes difference. These fears will keep them chained to a life of quiet mediocrity. They will tell themselves that they are being practical, that they are being responsible, that they are playing the game as it was meant to be played. But deep down, they will know that the game they are playing is rigged. The rules are not designed for them to win. They are designed to keep them in line. And as long as they continue to play by those rules, they will continue to live in a world of quiet desperation, of unfulfilled dreams, of endless what-ifs. And here is where you come in. You, who have refused to play the game. You, who have broken free from the chains of their expectations. You, who have chosen to live with courage and conviction, who have chosen to embrace the unknown, to take the risks, to stand tall in the face of failure. You have chosen to live authentically, unapologetically, and because of that, you have become a beacon to them. You are the living proof that it is possible to break free from the chains of mediocrity, to live a life of passion, of purpose, of meaning. You are the proof that the world does not punish those who dare to be different. It rewards them. And so, they watch you. They watch you, and they wonder. They wonder if they could ever do what you've done. Could they live with the same fearlessness, the same audacity, the same fire that burns within you? Could they take that first step into the unknown and trust that the universe will catch them? Could they step away from the safe, predictable life they've built and venture into the chaos of becoming the person they were always meant to be? And in the stillness of their soul, they know the answer is yes, but they are paralyzed by fear, and so they stay stuck. They stay where it's safe, where it's comfortable, where they know what to expect. They live in their self-imposed prison of mediocrity, of routine, of playing by the rules. But you are the living testament to what happens when someone dares to break the chains, to walk through the fire and emerge stronger, bolder, more alive than ever before. You are a walking revolution, a declaration that the system does not control you. And because of that, they can never look away. They cannot unsee the truth you embody. What did you do to them? You made them question everything. You made them question their lives, their choices, the very essence of who they thought they were. You tore down the walls of their self-deception and exposed the raw truth beneath, that they have been playing small, that they have been holding back, that they have been living in the shadow of their own potential. And now they are forced to confront that truth. They can no longer look away. They can no longer pretend that everything is fine. The seed of possibility has been planted in their minds, and it will continue to grow, no matter how much they try to ignore it. They will be haunted by the knowledge that they are capable of so much more than they are currently allowing themselves to be. They will hear your voice in the back of their mind, urging them to rise, urging them to take that first step, urging them to break free from the chains that bind them. They will feel the fire that you ignited in their souls, burning them from the inside out, and they will wonder over and over again what it would be like to step into the unknown, to live without fear, to stop hiding from their greatness. And in those moments of honesty, when the noise of the world fades away, they will know that they are capable of doing what you have done. But will they? It is not enough to simply know the truth. It is not enough to recognize that you are capable of more. What matters is what you do with that knowledge. What matters is whether you have the courage to act on it, whether you are willing to take the risks, whether you are willing to face the darkness of the unknown and trust that on the other side is the life you are always meant to live. You have already made your choice. You have already chosen to step into the unknown, to burn with the intensity of your truth, to live a life that is unapologetically yours. And because of that, you have become a force, a living testament to the power of self-belief, of courage, of living authentically. And now, they must make their choice. They can continue to live in the shadows of their own fear, or they can choose to step into the light, to take the leap, to finally embrace the life they've always dreamed of. But no matter what they choose, one thing is certain: they can never look away again. You have changed them. You have shown them the truth. And now, they must decide what to do with it. They can run, they can ignore it, they can deny it, but they will never escape it. You have awakened something in them that will never die. And that, my friend, is a power greater than any external force. Because once someone has seen their own potential, once someone has felt the pull of their own truth, they cannot unsee it. And they can never look away again. In the end, the truth you've ignited within them cannot be extinguished. They may try to ignore it, hide from it, or deny it. But once they have seen what is possible, once they have witnessed the audacity of your existence, they are forever changed. You have become a mirror, forcing them to confront their own potential, their own fears, and the life they could have had. And while they may hesitate, falter, or remain stuck in their comfort, one thing is certain: they will never be able to look away. The fire you've sparked within them will burn quietly in the background, a constant reminder of the truth they can no longer ignore, that they too are capable of greatness. And the choice now lies with them, to continue watching, or to rise and live the life they were always meant to lead.